What is up, everybody? This your boy, Big Boy Faction on TV, and tonight I'm gonna give you guys my WWE Raw review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Watch this full video. Also, go follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok and Twitch TikTok and Twitch and Discord down below in the description. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Now, Monday Night Raw was a boring show for me. It was just a boring show for me. So we're kicking this off. It says then, now, forever. The WWE video leads us into the show. Footage is shown from the WWE live event at Madison Square Garden this past Saturday. After Brock defeats Austin Theory to retain the WWE Champion, WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns and the Bloodline viciously attack him. They left Brock Lesnar broken and bleeding in Madison Square Garden. Alright, so it says the Raw video plays, and we go into the Rocket Mortgageville house to see a big display, Prototechnics display. Kevin Owens and Seth freaking Rollins make their way to the ring. Seth Rollins is fired up and kick off Monday Night Raw. Tonight they'll become the Raw Tag Team Champions. Kevin Owens says they're finally going to get their path to WrestleMania. Seth Rollins says it wasn't that long ago they tried to figure out what WrestleMania would look like without them. Kevin Owens says even though he has to compete in a dump like Dallas to be at WrestleMania, he at least get to do it with his best friend. Replay are shown from 2 weeks ago on Raw when Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins beat RKO to earn their way into the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Seth Rollins says that was great from 2 weeks ago, but last week was even better when they beat Alpha Academy. Kevin Owens says they are unbeatable. It's undeniable that Shorty G and his partner suck. It's undeniable that RK Bro sucks. Alright. The Raw Tag Team Champions Alpha Academy interrupts them. Chad Gable comes out to the stage and shushing them. The victory last week was for the dumb in Cleveland. That means it was a joke. Gable was still recovering from the stunner that Kevin Owens gave him. Chad Gable is an Olympian and a holder of a master's degree. If anyone deserves to compete at WrestleMania, it's Master Gable and his number one pupil Otis. Tonight they're finishing this and waltzing into the grand stage of them all to defend the titles. RK Bro is showing backstage. RK Bro is showing backstage. Kevin Patrick asks if they have any words. Riddle says he has a big vocabulary, but he can't get them all out. Randy Orton says he has one word for the Bro: win. They have to win by any means necessary. They work too hard for too long to not kick everyone's what in the ring and take the titles back. Commercial break. So we get Raw Tag Team Triple Threat match. Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins versus RK Bro, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle versus Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. This was a good triple threat tag team match. This was good. The bell rings and Seth freaking Rollins super kicks Chad Gable out of the ring. Seth Rollins goes for a super kick on Riddle. All three teams have a person in the ring, but Riddle avoids it. Riddle eventually takes Riddle down with a sling blade. Kevin Owens tags in and hits Riddle with a senton splash. Kevin Owens blocks a kick from Riddle and stomps his bare foot before hitting a DDT. Kevin Owens gets Riddle to his feet and chops the chest. Riddle elbows Kevin Owens back before Gable drags him out of the ring. Gable hits an exploder suplex on the floor on Riddle. Gable gets in the ring and goes for a German suplex on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens doesn't budge, so Gable goes for a fireman's carry. Kevin Owens gets out and hits an insecurity. Kevin Owens goes to the second rope and hits a slingshot elbow drop for a 2 count. Kevin Owens chopped the chest and tags Rollins back in. Seth Rollins hits a drop toe hold and Kevin Owens hits a senton splash. Seth Rollins covers Gable for a 2 count. Rollins goes for a suplex, but Gable flips through. Seth Rollins instead drive him into the turnbuckle, sternum first, and elbow him. Matt Riddle elbow Gable as well. Riddle drops Rollins on the apron, but Seth Rollins takes him down quickly. Seth Rollins then hits a double crossbody block on Gable and Riddle. Kevin Owens tags in and knocks Otis off the apron. Kevin Owens hits a cannonball on Riddle in the corner, followed by an enziguri on Gable. They send Gable out of the ring. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens get the crowd fired up. Rollins hits Gable and Riddle with a suicide dive. Rollins throws Gable into the ring, and Kevin Owens hits him with a swanton bomb for a near fall. Commercial break. We come back from the break and we see Otis running over everyone. Otis hits Rollins with an explosive suplex over the top rope. Otis attacks Riddle in the corner before standing on him. Otis hits Riddle with a big splash and covers. Otis lifts Riddle's shoulders before the 3 count, a very cocky move. Gable tags in and shoulder blasts Riddle down. Gable stretches Riddle's leg and tags Otis back in. Otis stomps the leg and applies a submission. Riddle fights up, so Otis sends him to the corner and takes him down. Otis goes for a Vader bomb, but Riddle avoids it. Randy Orton and Gable tag in. Orton hits Gable with a pair of clotheslines and a snap power slam. Seth Rollins, the other legal competitor, also take a snap power slam. Orton knocks Kevin Owens off the apron. Orton has Gable and Rollins on the apron and hits a double draping DDT. The crowd is hot for Randy Orton. Orton gets fired up and goes for the RKO on Gable, but Gable escapes. Orton avoids a stomp and hits Seth Rollins with an RKO. Kevin Owens pulls Orton out of the ring before the 3 count. Orton quickly hits Kevin Owens with a back suplex on the commentary table. Gable meets the same fate. Orton tries to give Otis an back suplex on the table, but he can't lift him. Riddle attacks Otis and calls Orton over. RK Bro hits Otis with a double team back suplex on the commentary table. Commercial break. Back from the break, Riddle counters a German suplex from Gable onto a roll-up for a near fall. Riddle goes to the top rope and hits Gable with a floating bro, but Kevin Owens breaks up the pin. Kevin Owens goes for a scoop slam on Riddle, but Riddle slides into a sleeper hold. Kevin Owens then hits a backpack slam onto Gable with Riddle on his back. Randy Orton tags in and punches away at Kevin Owens. Orton hits Kevin Owens. Orton hits Kevin Owens with his pretended headlock backbreaker for a 2 count. Otis runs in and hits Orton with a falling front slam. Otis then slams Riddle down, goes to the apron and tags himself in. Otis hits Riddle with a Vader bomb. Gable tags in and hits Riddle with a moonsault, but Rollins breaks it up. Otis puts Rollins in a corner and charges, but Rollins sidesteps him. Otis hits the ring post shoulder first. Gable goes to the top rope, but Rollins crunches him up there. Seth Rollins chops Gable's chest and climbs to the second rope. Gable punches him off, but Rollins scales the ropes and goes for a superplex. Gable goes for a super front suplex, but Kevin Owens breaks it up. Otis grabs Rollins and Kevin Owens, and we got a Tower of Doom spot. Otis with a double power bomb on Rollins and Kevin Owens, while Rollins and Kevin Owens hits Gable with a double team superplex. Riddle gets in the center of the ring and meets with Randy Orton. We got in melee in the ring right now. Commercial break. Back from another break in this match. Everyone is down at ringside. Riddle and Gable get in the ring, and Riddle sends him back out with a roll to sleep during the commercial break. Kevin Owens hits everyone with a swanton bomb off the top rope to the floor. Riddle goes to the top rope, but Rollins punches him into a tree of wood. Rollins hits a diving double stomp on Riddle for a near fall. Rollins angrily sides up Riddle, but Riddle counters him into a triangle choke. So Rollins fights up to his feet and tries for a pin, but Riddle bridges. Okay. Gable wipes them out with a diving headbutt. Orton runs in, but Gable hits him with a German suplex. Gable then hits a rolling German suplex on Rollins before giving the same to Riddle. Gable hits a exploder suplex on Riddle and goes to the top rope. Gable goes for a moonsault, but Orton hits him with an RKO from out of nowhere. And it says right here, Otis quickly knocks Orton out of the ring. Rollins and Kevin Owens hit Otis with super kick to get him out of the ring. Rollins hits Gable with a buckle bomb. Kevin Owens hits Gable with a stunner, and Rollins immediately follows up with a curb stomp. Riddle knocks Rollins away and covers Gable for the win. The winner and your new Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro. This was a good True Threat Raw Tag Team Champion match. Tag Team Champion title, Raw Tag Team Championship match. That was a good match. It says Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens look completely stunned. Their road to WrestleMania has been shut down. Seth Rollins walks off in a catatonic state. RK Bro celebrates with the Raw Tag Team titles in the ring. Kevin Patrick asks what this victory means to them. Riddle says they're going to WrestleMania. Orton says he's been doing this for a long time and is having the most fun of his career with Riddle. Orton is going to use the F word for the first time in his career. Riddle is his friend. Orton doesn't have a lot of friends, and Riddle is one of them. They're going to WrestleMania. A dejected Kevin Owens walks off. Alright, let's move on. So we get replay our showing of Dana Brooke and Reggie starting a romance last week. Tamina kissed Akira Tozawa. WWE 24/champion Dana Brooke and Reggie makes their way to the ring. Commercial break. Replay our showing of RK Bro winning the Raw Tag Team Champions. A speechless Kevin Owens is backstage. Early today, Reggie gave Dana Brooke a good look kiss. Elsewhere, backstage, Tamina visually kissed Akira Tozawa. So we get a WWE 24/7 Championship. Dana Brooke, accompanied by Reggie, versus Tamina, accompanied by Akira Tozawa. This match was garbage. Tamina clotheslines Brooke down and punches away at her. Brooke fights back and hits a cartwheel back elbow in the corner. Tamina immediately barrels her over with an avalanche. Tamina applies a Boston Crab to Brooke. Dana Brooke twists into a pin. The winner is still your WWE 24/champion, Dana Brooke. This match was god awful. Akira Tozawa says the real winner of this match is the love of his life, but Tamina walks off on him. Um, let's move on. Seth freaking Rollins with a cut on his left eye is standing backstage and looking off into the distance. Kevin Patrick asks for a comment, but Seth Rollins says nothing. Footage is showing of Roman Reigns beating down Brock Lesnar at Madison Square Garden. We'll see it in full later tonight. The Miz makes his way to the ring. Commercial break. Replays are showing of The Miz and Logan Paul destroying the Mysterios 2 weeks ago. The Miz is in the ring and says, Cleveland, I'm home. The crowd gave him a nice hand. Miz appreciates the respect. Miz says Cleveland is awesome. What they just saw moments ago is him and Logan Paul giving the Mysterios a taste of a skull crushing finale. Miz has a replay showing Dominic Mysterio disrespecting him and Logan Paul. Miz introduced Cleveland native Logan Paul to the ring. Logan Paul comes out drinking his company's drink and slap hands with the Miz. Logan Paul greets Cleveland in his hometown, boos him. Logan Paul says it is good to be home. Logan Paul is honored to tag with The Miz at WrestleMania and honored to be back in Cleveland. Logan Paul goes over his Cleveland credentials and talks about how he placed fifth in the state as a wrestler. Logan Paul has nothing but respect for Cleveland because the city made him into the man he is. The crowd boos. Oh, they boo Logan Paul out of the arena. Let's continue. Miz and Logan Paul did it on his own. Logan Paul didn't have a father that made a YouTube channel for him. Rey Mysterio got Dominic into this company and he doesn't deserve it. The Miz then introduced Cleveland fan Jerry the King Lawler to the ring. WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler comes out wearing a Cleveland Brown jersey. Jerry Lawler says this is awesome. Jerry Lawler goes over his Cleveland credentials and says he was here in 1964 when the Cleveland Browns won the NFL championship. Jerry Lawler says it's great to be here for the Miz homecoming. Jerry Lawler is looking at Miz standing beneath the WrestleMania sign and thought how cool it would be to have WrestleMania in Cleveland. Logan Paul thinks it's an awesome idea. Miz isn't quite so sure. Lawler says Miz was out here signing Cleveland prides. Miz says Cleveland isn't a WrestleMania city. The crowd boos him. Miz says this city couldn't handle WrestleMania power since the lake would catch on fire. Miz says he doesn't even live here anymore. Everyone leaves this city. LeBron James won a championship and left. The same reason Cleveland would never host a Super Bowl is the same reason it will never host WrestleMania. The Miz and Logan Paul are taking their talents to WrestleMania because winners leave Cleveland. Miz and Logan Paul walk off as the crowd loudly boos. Okay, let's move on. Kevin Patrick is backstage with NXT champion Baron Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa. Breaker says it's great to be on Raw while he representing NXT. He wants to make the most of this opportunity to get his hands on Dolph Ziggler and his goon Robert Roode. And commercial break. The show a graphic for Gable Stevenson. Okay. The Street Profits are walking backstage when Sarah Scribble stops them. She asks about their place on the WrestleMania card and how disappointed. that they aren't on the card. Montez Ford says 4 weeks is plenty of time for them to get into WrestleMania. Last week they pinned the new Raw Tag Team Champions RK Bro. If everyone is next in line for a title shot, it's them. Ancho Duggan says Alpha Academy can go to the back of the line. They can make it to WrestleMania. So we get a tag team match. The Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus Tommaso Ciampa and NXT champion Braun Breaker. Alright. This was a quick tag team match. Breaker and Roode lock up. Breaker rolls him around and hits a powerful delayed vertical suplex. Tommaso Ciampa tags in and kicks Rude. Ciampa chops Rude's chest before having a whip to the corner. Reverse Ciampa puts the brakes on and clotheslines Rude down for a 2 count. Ciampa applies a chin lock, but Rude fights to his feet. Ciampa elbows away at Rude and Ziggler. Ciampa knocks Ziggler off the apron and Rude hits Ciampa with a double R spinebuster. Ziggler goes for a cheap shot on Breaker, but Breaker avoids it. Breaker pulls Tommaso Ciampa out of the ring. Commercial break. We come back from the break to see Ziggler take Ciampa down for a 2 count. Rude tags in. They send Ciampa into the ropes for a double team back elbow. Rude draws a knee for a 2 count. Tommaso Ciampa eventually gets away and tags in Breaker. Breaker runs over Ziggler and Rude. Breaker hits Ziggler with a bell-to-belly suplex before attacking Rude. Ziggler fights back, but Breaker crushes him with a spinebuster. Breaker pulls the strap down and charges, but Ziggler knees him in the face. Breaker quickly responds with a clothesline and takes a moment to recover. Breaker presses Ziggler up, but drops him when Robert Roode distracts him. Ziggler rolls him up with a handful of tights, but Breaker kicks out. Breaker goes onto the ring post, shoulder first, and eats a zigzag, but Ciampa breaks up the pin. Breaker avoids super kick from Ziggler and hits a military press slam for the win. The winner of the match, Tommaso Ciampa and NXT champion Braun Breaker. So we get Dolph Ziggler congratulates Braun Breaker on getting over the Dirty Dogs. Ciampa and Breaker work well as a tag team, but tomorrow night they're against each other. Dolph Ziggler will be the NXT champion tomorrow night. Alright, so we get a video package. Omos destroying people. Omos is backstage asking about his WrestleMania pass. Omos has destroyed everyone and deserves to be on WrestleMania. Omos will face Apollo Crews next. Commercial break. WrestleMania 38 is in 26 days away. Replay are showing of Bobby Lashley being taken out at WWE Elimination Chamber 2 weeks ago. So we get Omos versus Apollo Crews. Quick match. Omos points at Commander Aziz and says he's next. Crews stumbles Omos with a dropkick, but Omos quickly clotheslines him down. Omos applies a surfboard stretch to Apollo Crews and holds it for a few before letting go. Omos stares at Commander Aziz. Omos gets Apollo Crews on the apron and forearms him down the ringside. Omos gets Crews back in the ring and sends him to the corner. Apollo Crews avoids an avalanche and kicks Omos back. Apollo Crews leaps off the second rope, but Omos catches him and hits a double hand choke bomb for the win. The winner of the match, Omos. Commander Aziz check on Apollo Crews, so Omos turns to face him. They size each other up in the ring before Omos laughs and walks off. We'll hear from Edge next. Commercial break. A video package. AJ Styles accepts Edge WrestleMania challenge. Edge then destroys him with two chairs. to Charitos. Edge makes his way to the ring with no music and a purple spotlight. Edge says, "You think you know me?" Edge says he need to wake up the Bulldog and AJ Styles for WrestleMania. Edge is the love with this side of him. Edge is standing on the mountain of um omnipotence, omnipotence, and it is phenomenal. Edge has a psychotic looks on his face, and we fade away. The Edge's facial expression was storytelling. This was a good segment by Edge. This was a very good segment by Edge. I enjoyed it. So great segment by Edge. Replay are showing the Rocket Row winning the World Tag Team Champions early tonight. Kevin Owens is pacing backstage. Kevin Patrick asks where Kevin Owens' mindset is at. Kevin Owens says it's not as distract this distract distraught what is it distraught at his tag team partner. I have to sound out that word, but I did. But anyway, that feeling he felt at the end of the match won't happen again. Kevin Owens has an implant. It's an idea so brilliant that no one else can have it. That idea will change his WrestleMania future. Kevin Owens isn't ready to share it because some details have to be on around out. Kevin Owens has a plan and will share it later tonight. So we get Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley will team up next. So Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley are a team. Alright, so we get a tag team match, non-title. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley versus WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Carmella and Queen Selena. This was decent. Carmella and Liv Morgan stare down. I'm sorry. Let me read that over. Carmella and Liv Morgan start the match. Morgan quickly takes her down and tags in Rhea Ripley. Ripley powers Carmella down onto Carmella, tags Selena in. Selena looks nervous but knocks Morgan off the apron. Ripley goes for a delayed vertical suplex and big boots Carmella at the same time. Selena counters the suplex onto a DDT. We go to commercial break. The commentators state that if Morgan and Ripley win, they'll be put into the Women's Tag Team Championship match at WrestleMania 38. Selena takes it to Ripley before Carmella tags in. Carmella applies a chin lock, but Ripley fights out and kick her in the face. Carmella is wearing a protective mask. Morgan and Selena tag in. Morgan takes her down and drop kicks her against the ropes. Morgan knees Selena in the face and hits a missile drop kick for a 2 counts. Selena hits a jawbreaker, but Morgan comes back with a roll up for a 2 count. Selena goes for a tag, but Carmella has her mask off and is talking to Corey Graves. Morgan hits Selena with a double knee facebuster and tags Ripley in. Ripley hits the riptide for the win. The winner of the match, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Queen Selena and Carmella will now defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions against the teams of Sasha Banks and Naomi and Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. This will happen on WrestleMania 38 Sunday. Replays are showing of Finn Balor defeating Damian Priest to win the WWE United States Champion last week on Raw. After the match, Damian Priest beat Balor and blamed the crowd. The WWE United States Champion Finn Balor makes his way to the ring. He'll face Austin Theory next. Commercial break. Vader is announced as the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2022. Finally, finally, congratulations to Vader. Anyway, let's move on. Non-title match: WWE United States Champion Finn Finn Balor versus Austin Theory. This was this match was this match was fine for what it was. Replay are showing of Vince McMahon appearing on the Pat McAfee show and offering him a match on WrestleMania 38. Austin Theory came out on SmackDown and said that he's McAfee's WrestleMania 38 opponent and will beat him into a pulp. Balor sidesteps Theory and punches him down. Theory fights back and takes him down before attacking him in the corner. Theory takes Balor down and stomp away at him for a 2 count. Theory knees Balor in the midsection as he fights up. Theory forearms him in the lower back and rips at the face. Theory talks some trash before elbowing Balor in the back of the head. Finn Balor reverses a whip, but Theory goes for a sunset flip. Balor rolls through and hits a lower dropkick. Theory rolls out of the ring and bounces Balor off the apron. Balor gets out of an ATL and hits a sling blade on the floor. We go to commercial break. We come back from the break to see Theory hit a rolling dropkick for a near fall. Balor fights up from a rest hold and boosts him back. Balor hits a running forearm before having a whip reverse. Balor hits a diving forearm before sweeping the feet and hitting a double stomp. Balor viciously chopped him in the corner before taking him down. A wily stomp away at him. Theory rolls to the apron to recover. Balor grabs him and tries to suplex him into the ring, but Theory blocks it. Theory takes him down and hits a slingshot stomp. Theory connects with a suplex for a 2 count. Balor twists out of a hole, but Theory connects with a fisherman's neck breaker over his knee for a near fall. Theory punches the man in frustration. Theory points at the WrestleMania sign. Theory goes for the ATL, but Balor counters into a falling elbow drop. Balor hits a woo drop kick and goes to the ropes. Balor goes for a coup de grace, but Priest grabs him by the throat and throws him off the top rope. The referee calls for the bell. The winner by disqualification, Finn Balor. Damian Priest grabs Balor in the ring and hits a Carflick powerbomb before leaving. Theory gets in the ring and takes a selfie. Theory picks Balor up and hits an ATL before doing a selfie with the fallen United States champion. So we get replay our showing of Bianca Belair whipping Becky Lynch in the midsection last week on Raw. Kevin Patrick asks Bianca Belair if she used her hair as a weapon at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair warns Becky Lynch not to touch her hair. Bianca Belair is a WrestleMania main eventer and doesn't need a weapon. The scars may last forever, but what won't last forever is Becky Lynch's title reign. Kevin Owens makes his way to the ring. He'll give his WrestleMania plan next. Commercial break. Alright, Kevin Owens says is fiercely not going to have a match at WrestleMania, but he thinks he has another way. This is depending on the response to his challenge. Kevin Owens wants to have the biggest Kevin Owens show in history, but he has to invite some Texas trash. Maybe he could invite that blowhard JBL, but he's not interested. maybe it could be Booker T, but he spent his time as a member of Harlem Heat and then as King Booger with a horrible accent. Kevin Owens has no time for hypocrites. Then there's Shawn Michaels. HBK is a proud Texan, but Kevin Owens is a proud Canadian. Out of respect to Bret the Hitman Hart, HBK is not invited. Kevin Owens wants to invite a broken down shell of his former self, like Texas. This person is living on the past glory and need need brace when his career was going on. Nothing would make him happier to beat this guy down at WrestleMania and give him a stunner the world will talk about for years before pouring pouring a glass of milk on his lifeless lifeless body. Kevin Owens he's watching and doesn't think he's going to show up. The bottom line is he is calling out Stone Cold Steve Austin. The commentators talked about Kevin Owens' challenge. The KO show with special guest Stone Cold Steve Austin would happen on WrestleMania 38 Saturday if Austin accepts. And it says right here the commentators talked about Kevin Owens' challenge. The Kevin Owens show with special guest Stone Cold Steve Austin would happen on WrestleMania 38 Saturday if Austin accepts. And 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 Monday Night Raw goes off the air. But like I said it earlier, Monday Night Raw Monday Night Raw was a boring show, and that's all I gotta say from there. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my WWE Monday Night Raw review and highlights, please drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and tomorrow I will go live on YouTube just to interact with you guys on my live stream on YouTube. Don't forget to follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And this Saturday I will be playing WWE 2K22 live stream on Twitch. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for that for my live stream for my WWE 2K22. And that's all I gotta say from there. Make sure you guys go. Oh yeah, make sure you guys go check out my AEW Revolution review. Yeah, my AEW Revolution review and highlights. Is that video did well last night, so I posted that video last night. So anyway, this your boy Big Boy Facts Johnny TV. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. And I'm out of here.